Hey guys, what's up? It's Dusty here, back with another crypto video, and today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. I'm also pretty excited to say that we are giving away $50 worth of crypto, and all that you have to do to enter is press the like button on this video right now, and go ahead and comment something right now. That's all that you need to do to enter, and if we actually hit 300 likes within 24 hours, we are giving that away, so make sure you press the like button right now. Now guys, also make sure you join my Facebook group. It's called Crypto Traders Dusty. I really recommend it because we're going to be posting some really cool guides, really cool content in here relatively soon. So I want you all to join right this second. And also don't forget to follow my second channel called Dusty Finance. Now guys, as Bitcoin sharply rebounds, Ripple is tearing itself apart over XRP. Bitcoin has swung higher after a sudden sell-off last week, climbing back above the psychological $10,000 per Bitcoin mark. The Bitcoin price added almost $1,000 in just a few hours yesterday, climbing some 6% over the 24-hour trading period, though many other major coins like XRP failed to make similar recoveries, with a civil war apparently brewing among the XRP community. Now, again, this is actually taken out of proportion way too far, as this civil war that's going on is really just one person with a low community trying to fork and wanting to grab people over to that side. And then there's the rest of the community, the other, let's say, 20,000 people or whatever, however many people watch and are in there. There's only a couple of thousand that are on the right, on the left side, I guess. So it's not even split up. It's just like a part took off, so to speak. They're like against it because, as we said before, they're really against the quote-unquote dumping. The Bitcoin price has rebounded after the losses last week, although some of the cryptos are failing. There did not appear to be any particular trigger for Bitcoin's sudden recovery, while there actually was, and we actually discussed this a little bit in the Discord. I have had a couple of chats with some people, and these Bitcoin moves were expected. Again, I'm going to be posting stuff like that in the Facebook possibly as well, but right now it's mostly in the Discord, so make sure you check that out as well. There's a link to that in the description below. Also, guys, make sure you buy yourself a hardware wallet. I've learned that a lot of people are too greedy or do not think it's necessary, but there's a link for it in the description below for a hardware wallet, and it's actually not no joke because people still get hacked nowadays, and people still think that, oh, I do not need a hardware wallet because I'm keeping my money in Coinbase or I'm keeping my money on an exchange or Binance. No, please don't. If you can buy a hardware wallet, make sure you do that. There are a number of high-profile app marks this month, which will have likely improved sentiment, including the closely watched backed cryptocurrency platform going live. The wider cryptocurrency market failed to rebound to the same extent as Bitcoin, with Ethereum adding some 4% over the trading period and XRP rising around 2%. Meanwhile, some in the XRP community have expressed anger about Ripple XRP, or Ripple selling XRP to its clients to fund various investments, even though those investments are for XRP ecosystem. Ripple revealed in July a quarter-to-quarter increase of XRP sales of around 48%, and I'm thinking about forking XRP is what Crypto Bitlord said because he doesn't want these founders to keep dumping on him. But then again, Brad Garlinghouse actually responded by this, or to this, saying that it's all really for XRP and not for their own personal gain. Again, it's kind of a back and forth discussion because you can either trust the founder of the coin who is doing the quote-unquote dumping, or some community member with some following who is kind of against it. It's interesting how it all goes. I just personally am more on the pro side, you know, on just staying here and not being angry with anything, because I know that a lot of the money that's taken out is used for the XRP ecosystem. Here the quote says, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple CTO Joel Katz, you now have 60 days to stop dumping XRP or we will stage a community takeover. If it's a decentralized network, like you say, we have the power to do it. That's not all the way how it works in this case. You're probably not going to get the people who want to change to have any real influence, as they most likely do not know how it all works, and also most likely the people that you're going to need for this switch are not really going to be with your plan. But all right, we're going to see, guys. Some people in the comment section really adamant saying they're going to be forking. Well, sure, they can fork. They cannot do an upgrade. They cannot do a hostile takeover. They can fork if they want to. It's not going to do any effect. It's not going to be bad for us or anything, so whatever. Ripple price XRP testing last line of defense. BTC and Ethereum are recovering. Now, I don't think it's actually that bad as some people are portraying it to be. In comparison of XRP and Ethereum, they're not doing that crazy different, even though XRP on a weekly basis or monthly basis look to be doing worse than, you know, some of these other cryptocurrencies. It's actually not even that bad. It's plus 2%, Bitcoin is plus 7.5%. It's okay. All right, it's pretty doable. I think people are taking it too harshly. They're just judging it too harsh. Ripple price started an upside correction above 2,600 resistance against the US dollar. The price is facing a strong selling interest near 2,650 resistance. Yesterday's highlighted major bearish trend line was breached with the resistance near 25.65 on the hourly XRP USD pair, and the price is currently correcting gains, and it could find support near 25.80 level. This is actually saying it's going to go down, sort of. Right now it's at 26.26, so yeah, we're kind of above it all. We're just below 26.50, but I think we can actually breach that still if the moves keep going on like they are now. Ripple's XRP TA. XRP to US dollar nearing breakout from bearish pennant. Ripple's XRP price on Tuesday is trading in the red, down some 0.8%. XRP to USD price action remains in consolidation mode, moving within a bearish pennant structure. Price appears vulnerable to downside risks. Buyers are heavily trying to defend the $2,500 mark, or 2,500 cent mark actually. Failure to do so could open the door to a strong wave of selling pressure, as of course 25 cents has always been a psychological barrier. 20, 25, all these good round numbers are. Should the bears force a breach the narrowing conditions, then the next major demand zone is seen down at 20 cents. I mean, most likely there's still one above that, but all right. As Bitcoin sharply rebounds, Ripple is tearing itself apart. We actually already read that article just here. Skip through that one then. Ripple XRP adds 2% despite 1 billion XRP unlocked from escrow as market sees correctional growth. I actually have that open in 2 articles here. Another dump, 500 million XRP moved from escrow to Ripple. These articles are now actually gaining a lot more popularity than they used to, and a lot more value is being added to them. Now, just for the sake of showing a lot of you guys, back in the day, these articles used to be really be ignored and not being talked about. And me specifically, I actually showed you guys because I thought it's kind of important to know when and how much money is taken out of escrow and what's being done with it, as those reports often also state what happens and how much gets put back into escrow. I thought I should just let you guys know the situation about that, and that's why I kept updating you from the get-go with all this stuff. But in this case right now, people are attaching more and more value to it, and I've noticed that it's all because of the forking and of people just bringing up the FUD and bringing up the issue of Ripple dumping that is really making this all quite popular. Look at this, oh my god, 1,000 likes. Before, I don't think it would have ever gone this big, and here you can see one person saying, we're about to get dumped on again. XP rising despite the XP release. On September 1st, Whale Alert, the website that tracks financial transactions on the blockchain, published a post on its Twitter page that 1 billion XP was unlocked from Ripple's escrow. I mean, it's always been happening this way anyway. Now, again, to explain that, Ripple sells large portions of XP on a quarterly basis. The money is used on a monthly basis. The money is used for the company's development, for new partnerships, collabs, and increasing XRP utility. The latter was the reason cited directly by Brad Garlinghouse, the Ripple CEO, in a recent series of tweets in which he addressed the FUD that has recently been spread around Ripple and XRP. Alright, having said that though, Brad Garlinghouse also replied to all the FUD by saying this: as a defendant in the class action lawsuit, I won't get into any details. Response from Ripple is coming soon. I will say SEC guidance isn't issued by the commission and isn't law, rule, or regulation. It's clear XRP is not a security, and the UK and others have said as much. XRP seals are about helping to expand XRP's utility, building RippleNet, and supporting other biz building. With XRP, i.e. Dharma and Forte, reality is we decreased our sales by volume on a quarter-to-quarter basis, and since then, the inflation rate of XRP circulating supply has been lower than that of Bitcoin and Ethereum. So yeah, at present, XRP is trading at 26 cents. Now, one thing you might be wondering is, will XRP reach $100 by the end of the year? No. This is again actually a fun reply to one of the videos that I did before. I talked about it becoming $123 by the end of the year, and I just found it really quite interesting how the people reacted to that video. Because those people really got angry with me in the comment section, saying like, oh, you're such an idiot. No, it's not going to get you that price. No, you're so stupid, blah, 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 blah. But when you actually look at the title of the video, it's like a question. That's number one. And if you watched the video, you would have known that we actually did not agree on the price because we just kind of established that it's really impossible for the price to get to that point in 2019. Again, when we were talking about a future price, so anywhere in time, I guess $100 price tag valuation, it's possible. Really, I would not exclude it. $500 is a little bit too much, but $100 somewhere in the future, I'm not even going to exclude it. But by the end of this year, it's 4 more months or however much it's going to be. I just do not see that happening if that's just personally me. I don't know what kind of magic we would need to see. I mean, again, if you're talking about $7, some things like that, maybe $10, I would be like, yeah, hypothetically speaking, it could happen. Because we also went from, I don't know how much, maybe like 30 cents to $3.75 in just a flash. All right, and the crypto markets are really unpredictable. It can really happen in a flash. We can go to all-time high times 3, definitely. I mean, for Bitcoin to go to 60,000, it could happen within a flash. We really don't know what's going to happen, but I don't think that's a crazy idea. And again, if we take in all-time highs, that would mean that XRP then goes to about $10, and I don't see that as something crazy either. I see it as possible. But again, as I said before, this is all taking a really serious role now, all this quote-unquote dumping. People are trying to get those clicks. People are trying to get that attention. But again, it's nothing special. It's been happening for years. It's nothing cool. It's nothing crazy. It's just been because people are trying to make an issue out of it that you'll see such a big fuss about it. And will we see $50,000 Bitcoin? Not half. It's actually a fun question to ask. So just last week, I was asked by a journalist if I thought it was realistic to expect the value of Bitcoin to climb to 50K by 2021. Bitcoin reaching a landmark figure is always a headline grabber, particularly among the mainstream media, where there is often a lack of space or willingness to delve into nuances of price movement and driving forces. So my response was short and sweet, and exactly what the reporter wanted to hear. I said that I thought not only 50,000 BTC by 21 was realistic, I believed it to be conservative. That was all she needed, and follow-up questions were thin on the ground. So please indulge me while I explain myself. In short, my confidence is based around the next Bitcoin halving. History has shown that halvings have a dramatic effect on the price of Bitcoin, but why is this the case? Well, I'll try to do my best to explain this. First of all, we must cover some basic precepts of Bitcoin. 1. There are only 21 million Bitcoin ever to exist, making it a deflationary asset. 2. In order to secure newly released Bitcoin, one has to mine the process of using computing power to secure the network and process every Bitcoin transaction, achieved by solving computational problems which chain together blocks of transactions. 3. Every 10 minutes or so, a block of Bitcoin transactions is solved by miners and added to the blockchain, Bitcoin blockchain, the ledger of transactions, and the block reward of 12.5 BTC is released to miners. This used to be 25, and before, it's every time it just gets halved. And 4, at the time of writing, the circulating supply of Bitcoin is 17.9 almost million, which is 85.08% of all the Bitcoins ever exist. With this noted, in May 2020, the block reward will halve to 6.25 BTC. This process of halving the block rewards is predetermined, has happened twice before, and will finish when the last Bitcoin is mined sometime in 2140. So again, we will not be there to experience, but the idea is cool that for another 120 years, there's going to be mining of Bitcoin. It will definitely happen. There will always be somebody mining it. Even though it's worth nothing or it gets banned, there will always be somebody mining this, and it will most likely keep going on for a very, very long time. But why would this affect the price? Well, actually, what he's going to explain is that it has happened from a historical perspective or a historical point of view. He's viewing it as in, it just happens all the time. It has happened time and time again, so most likely it will happen once more. So just like any market, the price of BTC fluctuates based on supply and demand. If holders and miners flood the market, the price decreases. If the market is awash with demand, the price increases. Miners themselves are businesses. In most cases, due to the expense and complexity of the equipment, extremely sophisticated, expensive to run businesses, dedicated capital expenditure for the reward of Bitcoin, which is sold to the market. The effect of halving is that fewer Bitcoins being generated, scarcity is increased, making them more valuable, but history shows us that doesn't happen right away, and we also need to look deeper into the market cycles and miners' sell pressures. Here's a little bit about market cycles, and here is more about sell pressures, but what does history teach us? Again, if you've read that, the previous Bitcoin halvings resulted in new all-time highs after the first halving, it took 369 days for BTC to go from $12 to $1,000. From the second halving, it took 520 days for the price to go from $650 to $20,000, and culminating in the much publicized bull run of Q4 2017. There has been a lot of discussion about when we are likely to see direct and indirect effects of the 2020 halving, but indeed, we don't really know. But perhaps 2021 is going to be like 1.5 years later, about 500 days, so then it could take place again with another big run. And yeah, it could go crazy. Go stupid. Because if something like this happens again, yeah, I'm gonna be going crazy. Another couple of things, like in the crypto market, we're just developing, and evolving. Within some time here, within a couple of years, the market will be so different. The technology will be so different. All the companies in this space will be so different. It's going to be a very different experience. And so these predictions are not even that crazy if you look at it from that perspective. Guys, make sure you go ahead and check out the Facebook group. A link for that is in the description below. Also, make sure you go ahead and check out the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Also, don't forget to enter the giveaway by pressing the like button and commenting something down below. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video.